Did you know the moments leading to Pop Smoke passing away was so disturbing that many thought it was fake? A tweet would even read, "Hollywood is so scripted, I don't believe the Pop Smoke case one bit. He got rich off rapping and just wanted out of the game. Even when investigating through the official police records, something feels off." As on February 17th, 2020, only 48 hours before his passing, Pop Smoke had been hanging out around New York rapper Fabio Foreign before flying back out to Los Angeles.
I woke up. I guess like it had happened overnight. And it's crazy because I was just with him the night before. He flew out that night, went to LA, and then it happened. So I'm like, automatically, I'm like, it's fake.
As in the official police documents, they would note Pop Smoke needed a place to stay. He would end up renting out an Airbnb in Beverly Hills. Then the following morning on February 18th, Pop Smoke shared a photo to his Instagram with a view of the mansion and tagged Beverly Hills. Pop Smoke was unaware that people were watching his every move, hoping to rob him and get rich. As according to the police, when investigating through Pop Smoke's Instagram, the same people that did the crime to him all viewed the same Instagram stories and sent it to each other via DMs. All trying to figure out exactly what house Pop Smoke was staying at, they ended up tracking him down, as it was this post from inside of the mansion. They knew that he was in Beverly Hills. Pop continued sharing his day online, from having his barber come over to give him a haircut, to even being posted up by the pool in the afternoon. However, it's his next post is where the hitters really decided to go after him, as Pop Smoke was fitted out in designer clothing, with the next slide featured him and his longtime best friend, Mike D, holding stacks of cash, further attracting Pop Smoke's attackers that much more. But an hour later, Mike D would post this photo, showing the rich life that they have been living, that they got caught up in flexing their wealth, as this post revealed not only the front of the house they were staying in, but also the 3-digit of the home address. All Pop Smoke's hitters now needed to do was figure out what was the first digit and what was the street. For some reason, Pop Smoke and his team were terrible at hiding his location this day, as it would only get worse later in the night. According to police records, Pop Smoke spent the evening out shopping. When returning home, Pop relaxed at the crib and shared this photo of a nighttime view. This was timestamped to be around 10 p.m. at night, as only 6 hours before Pop's life was then taken. 30 minutes later, Pop received a gift and he would post it on Facebook, thanking designer Mike Amiri for sending some designer clothing. However, what Mike Amiri didn't even think of was having Pop Smoke's address right on the front of the bag. Pop Smoke didn't realize he just showed his entire Facebook the literal address that was printed on the tag.
Wait. Mike Amiri. Billie Jean. Good looks, Mike Amiri. Gifts.
In the feds' investigation, they realized the robbers, they didn't even send this to each other on Instagram anymore. They created a FaceTime group chat where they would all sit and laugh that Pop Smoke just gave them the address. According to reports, one of Pop Smoke's managers did ask him to delete the post after noticing after a few hours, but it was already too late. Before anything even happened though, Pop Smoke did leave the house, heading out to East West Recording Studios, which was only a few miles away. While he was gone, reports say a black BMW drove past the mansion and stopped just down the street. Security cameras captured the passenger of the BMW sneaking towards the back of the home. 2 minutes in, the man then returned to the vehicle and then they sped away. With Pop finally finishing at the recording studio, he and Mike D, as well as a woman named Amelia Rose, hopped into their Range Rover and then drove back to the crib. With Rose and Pop going to the master bedroom, Mike D would end up going down the hall into a separate room. After being home for quite some time, a sedan would pull up to the home at around 4 a.m. With the headlights off, 4 shadows emerge from the vehicle going down the side of the home. They snook into the backyard. Pop is near the bathroom taking a shower, while Rose is laying in the bed. All of a sudden, the 4 men then bursted into the room wearing ski masks, yelling at her to be quiet. Pop Smoke would then fully run into the bathroom trying to hide, as the 4 men breaking in were pointing firearms at Amelia Rose. As the other 3 men then rushed into the bathroom after Pop Smoke, Rose told detectives she heard the sound of a struggle before hearing Pop scream and then a loud popping sound of a firearm. Pop Smoke was then heard falling to the ground. Amelia Rose began screaming even louder, with the 2 intruders continuing to just go after Pop Smoke. Realizing his life was in jeopardy, Pop then got up himself and tried running away down the stairs. But unfortunately, Rose would hear 2 more pop sounds. Pop Smoke has sadly passed away. With the robbery robbers then fleeing the scene, she would run down the stairs to find Pop Smoke at the bottom. At the same time, Mike D was just waking up by the sound of a firearm. After looking into Pop Smoke's room, Mike then found them at the bottom of the staircase and then called 911, like he didn't hear the massive altercation for the last 5 minutes.
Hello? PD, what are your numbers? Hello, it's the fire department. I know, but you're not talking. We're already on their way. Give me your... Are you in a safe place, sir?
Yeah, I don't know.
Unknown, okay. They're on their way.
Medics would then arrive to the scene, rushing Pop Smoke to the medical center, but sadly he didn't make it.
4:55 this morning, multiple LAPD Hollywood units responded to a call at 3 Hercules Drive in the Hollywood Hills was being broken into by multiple suspects, and that one of them was with a... When officers arrived there, they discovered inside the house and transported that to Cedars-Sinai Hospital, where he was pronounced.
The following hour later, the detectives, they started their investigation to find out who was responsible, and what they found was disturbing. Both the BMW and Infiniti sedan were both noticed by detectives. They ran it through the DMV records, finding out that both cars were registered to a 19-year-old named Corey Walker. With Corey being a person of interest, a judge would issue a warrant, giving detectives access to his Google account, where they would find very interesting search history. His account revealed that he searched the house's address and even visited the LAPD's website only 2 hours before committing the crime. He would then download the real estate website app known as Zillow, looking up the address, trying to look at all the doors and entrances that it has. This gave him and his team all the pictures they needed to see what the inside of the house was like and where the master bedroom was, assuming Pop Smoke would be there, as they were right. His next search would be at around 5:15 a.m. Just 20 minutes after Mike D called 911, he would search Rolex Oyster Datejust. This would be the exact watch that they stole from Pop Smoke. The value of the watch they got after robbing and ending Pop's life was worth a total of $3,000, as they couldn't just go out and sell this to any regular person. Pop Smoke's name was engraved on the back, so the person buying it had a very good price for what it's actually worth, as long as he didn't call the police. But this also means the 4 teens just ruined their entire lives for a split of about $500 each. Despite having very suspicious online records, law enforcement didn't have any hard proof yet. This was, however, until 15-year-old was arrested on unrelated crimes that would break the case wide open. Detectives had him on a person of interest list, so when he was brought in, they rigged his jail cell with recording devices where he would be heard confessing to his cellmate that he was involved in the robbery of Pop Smoke, and he was actually the one who committed the crime. Trying to look cool in front of his new cellmate, he ended up snitching on himself. The driver was then also arrested not too long after. He too confessed to his cellmate the exact same story as the 15-year-old, making it sound like they were very proud of what they did to Pop Smoke. According to them, they actually had no intention of ending Pop Smoke, but when he didn't back down, they panicked and committed the act towards him. Corey Walker was the 19-year-old who stayed in the car during the robbery, while 18-year-old Keandre led the charge into the crib. They were both charged with the passing of Pop Smoke and continue to await their trial. However, the other two, aged 17 and 15, they all pled guilty to being involved, and as well because they weren't 18 at the time of the crime, their sentences were very small. The 17-year-old, who is now 20 years old, was only sentenced to 4 years in a detention facility. Meanwhile, the 15-year-old, who was the main man who did the crime, is expected to be held in a state juvenile facility until he turns 25.